it's very common for self-aware women, so maybe it's your case, without maybe even realizing totally that this is what's happening. But it's very common to feel a gap between who you feel you are inside, like all the inner growth you went through and you can feel inside of you. You can feel you don't have the same reactions you were having before. You can feel you dealt with some trauma. You can feel you you are aware of everything, but the way you look and the way you are perceived by other people is not at the same level of the awareness that you feel inside. And maybe you even have the sensation that for your level of intelligence, of creativity, of awareness, compared to what you can see around you, the world doesn't respond to you the way it would if you were looking like what you feel inside and what you know you should, in a way, look like. Not because it would be more trendy or more beautiful, but just because it would more be like you. And it's not just a self love and self image problem, it's really an honest realization from your deeper feeling, intuition, sensation of who you are. But actually, because you are self aware, I am pretty sure that you are doing these three mistakes with your self concept, and that this is partially or entirely responsible for keeping your appearance behind. And because you know now that in my work, beauty and appearance is just an entry door for more, I can say that those are not just blocking your appearance, they're also blocking your life. So if you told yourself that this year would be the year that you finally become her, not as become more trendy or do the surgery or whatever, even though you can do that if you want, but if you really have in your heart that this year you want to solidify the vision of who you feel you are inside and really become her, as in a way of saying becoming fully yourself, then this video is for you. So the first mistake is to try to glow up not having a clear vision of what it would look like for you. And because you don't have a clear vision of what it would look like for you personally, you are a slave to other people's opinion and approval of you. Because then the only measurement of you succeeding to glow up or not is when you hear other people telling you, oh, you improved, you did something, what happened, you look beautiful today. You know, only when this happens, you then feel allow the feeling to be like, oh, I did glow up a little. But a self concept, which is really the tool, the inside tool you can use to change your life, appearance, whatever you want to transform, a self concept, it's in the name, it's your self perception, the awareness you are able to put in the way you perceive yourself and react and decide, and who you are in the present moment, who you are being. It's not proper English, but you know what I mean. I hope. It's how you are able to embody an identity and modify your state of being and all of that. So without self-perception, if you need other people's approval, if you need other people's perception to know if you succeeded or not, you give that power away and you become unable on your own to really shift your reality. So what you can start to do is create a vision for yourself, a vision from your heart, who knows what is currently not shining its true light. Not because it's not trendy. Oh, I want to change my nose because my nose is big and currently the fashion is to have a small nose. You know, not that. Not a vision based on fear and guilt either. Like, oh, I would like to change everything, but I'm not allowed to want to change because I should accept myself. So, no. Okay, we leave those two extremes and we come back to the middle where we deeply already know what is wrong with us. Because sometimes things are wrong. It's not a bad word to say it. Sometimes things are wrong. When I was having a double chin, I knew it was wrong. I'm sorry. I knew it was wrong. It doesn't mean I could not love myself with a double chin. It doesn't mean I should insult myself because I had a double chin. It doesn't mean that my life would be horrible because I had a double chin. People actually seem to not even notice, to be honest. So it's not because it's so horrible to have a double chin or because it changed the core of who I am, which doesn't. It's just because I knew it was not me. I knew this is not my face. This is me being puffy, fatty, because something is stagnant in my face and because I eat too much, to be honest. And I do that because X, Y, and Z, and then I know what I need to work on. Not just my body weight, but why I'm accumulating that fat and keeping it like it's protecting me. Just an example. So find that place of inner coherence. You have it. You know what's you and what's not you. You have this discernment inside of you. So find that spot, find that vision, and start envisioning what you actually look like in your most beautiful aligned state. And take a few days to create that vision. It might not appear suddenly like an image in your mind, but little by little you will create it. If you really feel the woman that you are inside, what does she look like? With your traits, your mimics and your specificities and your coloration, but just in her most harmonious, balanced, aligned self. Doesn't the soul that you feel inside of you deserve to be like in a goddess like energy and body and face and aura? If the two were really aligned, if the two were really corresponding, the physical and the internal, what would it look like? Deep down. And then when you start having that vision in your mind, try to decide of what would be the first signs of it for yourself. Before it appears for other people, before other people notice, before other people compliment you, before it's even visible outside, what would be the first signs that you are becoming, that you are physically shifting? Because let me tell you, you will feel it before you become it. You will feel it before it's visible. You will feel it before it makes sense. You will always become in silence before other people notice. So personally, I just use that. It works well for me, but you can decide for yourself. It's just an offer of what you can use. Just find what works for you. For me, just telling myself that I feel that I am that person, or I feel that this is not me. The negative doesn't impact me negatively, to be honest. If it's not working like this for you, just change it, okay? But for me, telling myself when I had a double chin, looking at me in the mirror and just telling myself, not with hate, not with anger, not with any emotion, just as a fact, this is not me. And the sign that I will start to shift will be just feeling what is me. Okay, now I feel what I should look like if I was really aligned physically with my inner growth and identities, core identities. So I just feel who I am. I just feel the woman that I am. Just use what makes sense for you. Now, the second mistake is to get excited about compliments or any positive affirmation. And not just because, like I said before, you are losing your power waiting for other people's approvals. Which, by the way, I'm just making a little statement in between right now. People will always notice last. People realize very late. Like if you lose 4 kilos, no one will notice. And it might be already 2, 3 months, 4, 5, 6 that you go to the gym every day, that you motivate yourself, that you eat healthy, that you go for a daily walk, and all of that, and no one would notice. And worst, probably when they will start to notice and say, whoa, you lost so much weight, what happened? It will be so far down the road. It might even start to be a problem and not a compliment anymore. Like, whoa, I worry about you. Why did you lose so much weight? So if you wait for people to notice and tell you that you glow up, you'll wait for so long and you'll always feel like a failure or not enough. But it's not even the mistake that you make. The self concept mistake, getting excited by compliments, comes from the belief that excitement is a positive energy, positive emotion, and it will create a positive outcome. But it doesn't work like that. In some cases, positivity means that it's not your normality. Getting overjoyed, excited, it's making your day, it's wow, thank you so much, you made my day. How a compliment made your day. You would not feel an overjoy or such a positive, excited emotion from just the statement of something that is already your normality. If you know you're beautiful, if you know you know what, it's not even just knowing, because sometimes we can fool ourselves thinking that we know when we don't know. It's not just knowing, it's your normality. It's neutral. You don't even really notice a compliment about that. I was telling one of my guy friends recently, when you see a beautiful woman, because he was like, oh, I don't understand, I make compliments and it doesn't really work, blah blah blah. And I was like, when you see a beautiful woman and women plural, when you see a beautiful woman, don't compliment her on her beauty, because there is a big chance that she already knows that it's already her normality. She won't really notice the compliment, she won't really remember it. She might say thank you in the moment, of course, because she's just educated and nice, but she won't remember you and what you said. Tell her something she doesn't know. Tell her something a bit provocative. You know, personally, and I swear it's true, I don't remember anyone telling me I'm beautiful. It happened. I mean, I had ex-boyfriend, I had people, strangers, so many people telling me that I looked beautiful or this kind of things, but I cannot remember one face, one particular person telling me that, oh, you look beautiful. But I do remember one guy telling me, like, oh, I really like the spot that you have in your left eye. I never seen quite something like this in an eye. And you know what? I didn't even know I had a spot in my left eye. I remember this compliment to this day. I remember a guy at a bar coming to me, looking at me weirdly for a few seconds, and I was like, "Yeah, what's that?" And he was like, "Sorry, your freckles are so weird, but for some reason I like them." And he left. And I remembered that compliment. I think it was a compliment. I took it as a compliment. Like, you have something striking with your face, with your freckles. And I remember it to this day. I never dated those guys. It was just random compliments in my life. I should not remember those moments, but I do. So all of this to say that the version of you who's already fully herself, who already glowed up, she knows. She is. She's not constantly affirming. She's not constantly trying to know how to glow up. She's not constantly trying to convince herself or other people. She isn't thinking about it. She isn't noticing compliments. They arrive to her. It's like the sun rays arriving to her skin. It feels good, but it's normal, neutral. She says, thanks. and then goes on with her life. She's calm, she's neutral, she's not overjoyed, overexcited, overgrateful. She's stable, neutral. This is just her normality. Real embodiment, no one tells you this, but real embodiment is a bit boring. We think that becoming her, manifesting, attracting, all of that is like exciting and we feel so good and it's amazing and it's a new life and it's a new us and we enter a room and everyone is turning the head, you know? But embodiment is making an identity or something entering your life and becoming your new normality. And the more normal it becomes, the less over emotional it is. If you think of the things that are already in your life or the thing that you are already, maybe you have a good skin, maybe you have nice lips, maybe you have nice hair, maybe you have nice eyes. Even if you want to glow up, some things are already nice about you. Some things are already kind of aligned and shining, but they're normal to you. You don't really think about them. So, how you will actually shift and glow up, for example, is not with positivity and trying to be constantly excited or in positive emotions. The only thing you need is repetition, safety, a calm nervous system, and practicing neutrality. And the last mistake is to have in mind a clear set of action you must take to finally feel being the woman you want to be. Okay, I'll eat healthy, I'll drink more water, I'll sleep more, I'll be more calm, I'll go to the gym every day, I'll go for a walk every day, I do my 10,000 steps, and then I will be allowed to feel like her. And then what happens is that you remove the ceiling, you see the sky, but you're still bouncing the same. There is no problem is in doing any of those actions, eating healthy, going to the gym, going for a walk. There is no problem with that. The only mistake is to attach to those actions the right to feel the way you want to feel. Your self concept is what you decide of you before you actually do any action. Because then what happens when you have your period and you cannot exercise, or you miss a day and you don't eat healthy today because you're going to a restaurant with some friends? You forget to count the calories, you don't want to go for a walk today. You just constantly delay in that moment your ability to just feel that you already are her. And feeling is not something you need to earn. You can feel right now without any action. That's the advantage of a feeling, that you don't need to wait to feel it. You can just decide to feel it. The delay is just an illusion from your mind that you need X, Y, and Z to finally be her, feel like her. And this illusion often comes from childhood, where you had a parent or caretaker who was acting like that. You will have a dessert when you finish the broccoli. You will have the enjoyment when you do the effort first. And so you learn that, okay, it needs to be bad before it's good. But whatever you programmed and learned, you can unlearn and deprogram. If you feel you need someone to guide you back to your real self, your real life, because there's so much you can align and transform just understanding how real embodiment actually works. I'm definitely the right person for you. Babe, you got this. See you in the next one.